Hello and welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, my hands are so dry. There is no way. Ain't no way. Wow. One thing I don't like to be is dry-lipped or ashy. That's one thing about it. Better. That was there was no way I was going to show you that. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique, but I go by Dom, and in today's video, we are going over my most anticipated book releases of 2025. Guys, I'm so excited for 2025. This year was kind of rough. Am I the only one who felt that way? So I feel like we have something to look forward to with all of these amazing book releases that we have in store. I have heard some mumblings of people saying that they weren't too thrilled about some of the book releases, but I'm like, there are so many books to read. So even if you don't want to read any of the ones from the year coming up, you can always backtrack, you know? But anyways, let's just jump right into the video. So what I decided to do was to go over each book release in order of release date. So we're starting right at the tippity top of the year. Let's just jump right into it. So first off on my list, this is gonna seem pretty childish, but honestly, I'm excited about it because, as I've mentioned before, I love Greek mythology, and this one is giving nostalgia. We have Bemused by Farah Rashan. I know what you're thinking, but keep it to yourself. This book is the untold story of the five muses from the Disney movie Hercules. I'm excited to read this. If you watch that movie, you know that the muses ate those vocals up, okay? I'm excited to hear their story, and it's being told by a Black woman, so that makes it even better. The book genre is YA fantasy, and it's set to release on January 7th. Next up, we have The Queen's Spade by Sarah Rowley. This is a YA historical thriller, and it is set to be released on January 14th. Sarah Rowley is a Canadian author, so you know I had to support. If you see me veer off to the right, which would be your left, I'm just reading off of my laptops. In this riveting historical thriller inspired by true life events, Belladonna meets Bridgerton as revenge, romance, and twisted secrets take center stage in Victorian England's royal court when Sally, a kidnapped African princess and goddaughter of Queen Victoria, plots her way to take down the monarchy that stole her from her homeland. That sounds really good. And you guys know that I'm in my historical fiction bag, so I definitely had to get into this. You better believe it. I had this screenshotted for so long. Yes, yes. So next we have Death of an Author by Nnedi Okorafor. This cover is so pretty. I love the cover of this book. I love the cover of the other books as well. But I'm so impressed. Anyways, so this book is also set to be released on January 14th. Life has thrown Zilu some curveballs over the years, but when she suddenly dropped from her university job and her latest novel is rejected, all in the middle of her sister's wedding, her life is upended. Disabled, unemployed, and from a nosy, high-achieving, judgmental family, she's not sure what comes next. In her hotel room that night, she takes the risk that will define her life. She decides to write a book very unlike her others, a science fiction drama about androids and AI after the extinction of humanity, and everything changes. What follows is a tale of love, loss, fame, and infamy, of extraordinary events in one world and another. And as Zilu's life evolves, the lines between fiction and reality begin to blur, because sometimes a story really does have the power to reshape the world. That one sounds really interesting. I've never read any books by this author. That's a lie. I think she's the author of Binti. Oh, I've read books by her. Anyway, next we have The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest. I'm so excited for this book. I actually was granted access to the ARC, so stay tuned for my review on that. I haven't read it yet, but I'm super excited to read it. This book, of course, is contemporary romance, and it is set to be released on February 4th. In time for Valentine's Day, guys. So, if you've read The Neighbor Favor and The Partner Plot, this is the final installment in the Green Sisters books. The cycle? Not really quite sure. I don't think that Christina Forrest has dubbed this a trilogy, but if you like The Neighbor Favor and The Partner Plot, I'm sure you're going to want to get into this. So let's get into the synopsis. As the director of partnerships at a beauty company and a single mom, there's no room in Iris Green's life for spontaneity. But one thing she hasn't planned for is a certain singer walking into her office and taking her breath away. R&B singer Angel Harris has just scored a brand ambassador deal with a beauty company, but he's still not fulfilled. There's a gaping hole in his love life. That is, until he meets Iris at the company headquarters and feels like things might finally be about to change. Iris and Angel try and pretty quickly fail to remain professional. But when it becomes clear that their lives aren't in sync, can they fall back in step to the same rhythm, or will their love forever be off key? Sounds so cute. I'm so excited to read this. Yes, I'm so excited to read that book. Next, we have Needy Little Things by Chanel Desamore. This book is a YA thriller slash mystery, if I'm not mistaken, and it is set to be released on February 4th as well. Okay, so this is the author's debut novel. And it says here, in this debut speculative YA mystery, a black teen with premonition-like powers must solve her friend's disappearance before she finds herself in the same danger. Perfect for fans of Ace of Spades. You guys know how I feel about YA and a little thriller action, so I'm excited to get into this. Next, we have A House for Miss Pauline by Diana McCulley. I got this recommendation from watching Shelby in the book clubs. Anticipated books for 2025. Not only that, the author is Jamaican, so this book is classified as horror. I wonder if it's historical as well. But anyways, this book is set to be released on February 25th. Now for the synopsis. When the stones of her house begin to rattle and shift and call out mysterious messages to her in the middle of the night, Pauline Sinclair, age 99, knows that she will not make it to her 100th birthday. She has lived a modest life in Mason Hall, a rural Jamaican village, educating herself with stolen books, raising her 2 children, surviving by becoming a successful ganja farmer in the area, and experiencing both deep passion and true loss with her beloved baby father, Clive. Behind this seemingly benign facade, however, Miss Pauline has buried many secrets. To avenge her enslaved ancestors, she has built her home stone by stone from the ruins of a plantation on her land. And she knows more than she has told about the disappearance of Turner Buchanhan? A white American man who came to Mason Hall decades ago to claim her land. The whispering stones, Miss Pauline realizes, are telling her that she must make peace with the past before she dies. With help from her American granddaughter, Justine, and Lamont, a teenager she enlists to help her navigate the mysteries of the internet, she searches for those she has wronged. But as the people and stories of her past come to invade her present, she discovers that there are shocking secrets even she could not have anticipated. Lyrical, funny, airy, and profound, infused with patois and natural beauty of Jamaica, A House for Miss Pauline tells a timely and nuanced story about identity, colonialism, and land, and introduces an unforgettable heroine who is a model for living life on her own terms. This sounds really good. I'm excited to read it. Next, we have a much anticipated fantasy release for the girls. We have Oathbound by Tracy Dion. So this is book 3 in the Legendborn cycle. If you've been keeping up, I believe the series was meant to be a trilogy, and now it has become a 4-part series. And this book is set to be released on March 4th. I don't think I've ever mentioned this. I have the first 2 books in this series, Legendborn and Bloodmarked. I have avoided reading this series because I was waiting for Oathbound to come out, only to find out that it's not ending. I am trying to put these incomplete series in my life to death, okay? So I'm kind of disappointed but excited to read this book because I'm like, ugh, I got again. Anyways, So it says here, Tracy Dion's #1 New York Times best-selling Legendborn cycle continues in the sensational third book about a dazzling contemporary fantasy world that blends Southern black girl magic with the secret societies and the legend of King Arthur. I'm going to stop right there. This is one series that I will not be reading the synopsis or watching any reviews on until I read every single book. I have avoided in-depth reviews on this book series for the longest time, simply because I just want to enjoy it with no spoilers. So once I do read it, which I'll probably do a vlog of me doing all 3 books back to back. Yeah. That's what we're probably going to do. But anyways, we're going to keep that for next year. Next. So next we have the book that I think I'm most excited for 2025. I keep talking about it. When I say I got the surprise of my life when I seen this on Indigo's website, I said, no way. Huh? Next we have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I love the Hunger Games. I can't even I can't even begin to express how excited I am for this book. Okay? If you're a fan of the Hunger Games, we are finally getting Haymitch's story. I'm so freaking pumped for this book. So pumped. This, of course, is... What genre is this? So apparently, this series is actually classified as science fiction. I don't think I knew that. I was today years old. This book is set to be released on March 18th. Oh, I'm so excited. I actually think I'm going to pre-order this book. Yeah. So this book is the second prequel in the Hunger Games series. So it falls right after the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. This book takes place 24 years before the Hunger Games. So it's like the second, as the day dawns on the 50th annual Hunger Games, fear grips the districts of Panam. This year, in honor of the Court of Quill, so twice as many tributes will be taken from their homes. Wickedness. Back in District 12, Haymitch Abernathy is trying not to think too hard about his chances. All he cares about is making it through the day and being with the girl he loves. When Haymitch's name is called, he can feel all his dreams break. He's torn from his family and his love, shuttled to the capital with 3 other District 12 tributes, a young friend who's nearly a sister to him, a compulsive odds maker, and the most stuck-up girl in town. As the games begin, Haymitch understands that he's been set up to fail, but there's something in him that wants to fight, and have that fight reverberate far beyond the deadly arena. We're excited! Next, we have Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Okay, so we're fans of Emily Henry on this channel. So I'm excited. I'm always excited when she releases any book, even if I don't get a chance to read it right away. I know that I always have a good time reading her books. So 2 writers compete for the chance to tell the larger-than-life story of an heiress with more than a few plot twists up her sleeves in this dazzling and sweeping new novel from Emily Henry. I'm excited to read it. Of course, the genre of that book is romance, and it is set to be released on April 22nd. And of course, I could not make a video and forget our girl, Kennedy Ryan. We have book 3 in the Skyland series, Can't Get Enough. I'm excited for Hendrik's story. So she is a larger-than-life personality, and to conclude with her story, I just know it's going to be so freaking fun. I just know it's going to be so fun. So here's the synopsis. Hendrix Berry lives a fabulous life. She has phenomenal friends, a loving family, and a thriving business that places her in the entertainment industry. Your vision board, she's probably living in. She's a woman with goals, dreams, ambitions, always striving upward. And in the midst of everything, she's facing her toughest challenge yet, caring for an aging parent. Who has time for romance? From her experience, there's a low ROI on relationships. She hasn't met the man who could keep up with her anyway. Until him. Tech mogul Maverick Bell is a dilemma wrapped in an exquisitely tailored suit and knee-melting charms. From their first charged glances at the summer's hottest party, Hendrik feels like she's met her match. For this to be in the synopsis is so funny because Hendrix is like larger than life. I loved her personality. Anyways, only he can't be. Mav may be the first to make her feel this seen and desired and appreciated, but he's the last one she can have. Forbidden fruit is the juiciest, and this man is off limits if she plans to stay the course she's set for herself. But when Maverick gives chase, pursuing her, spoiling her, understanding her, is it time to let herself have something more? Yeah. Need I say more? I know the girls are ready for this, okay? Of course, the genre is romance, and this book is set to release on May 13th. This one I was actually supposed to do before the Kennedy Ryan one because it's actually set to be released on May 6th. Oops. You know we love YA and Miss Tia Williams over here, so we had to do it. We have Audrey and Bash are just friends. This book is a YA romance, I think. You know what? Let me not make things up, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is. And it is set to be released on March 6th. So, meet Audrey, junior class president, debate team captain, unofficial student therapist, desperately in need of a good time. Meet Bash, mysterious new senior, everybody's crush, tall, floppy, great taste in jewelry, king of having a good time. It's the last day of school at Cheshire Prep, Brooklyn's elite academy, and Audrey Mercy Moore's life is a mess. Her dad canceled her annual summer visit to the Malibu beach house. Now she's stuck in a claustrophobic apartment with her mom, stepdad, and one-year-old sister, aka the Goblin Baby. Under these conditions, she'll never finish writing her self-help book, i.e., the key to landing a spot at her dream university. Cut to Bash Henry. Audrey hires him to be her fun consultant. His job? To help her complete the experience challenge. Her list of 5 wild dares designed to give her juicy book material. She'll get inspo, he'll get paid, everybody wins. He isn't boyfriend material, and she isn't looking for one. Can they stay professional despite their obvious connection? Scorching hot summer, scorching hot chemistry, but Audrey and Bash can't forget they're just friends. I'm excited to read this. I was actually introduced to Tia Williams through YA books. So I'm excited. That's why when I first seen 7 Days in June, I was like, why does this author's name sound so familiar? And she wrote, what are the names of the books? Tia Williams, YA. The books that I was first introduced to her were like back when I was in high school. So we had It Chicks and 16 Candles. What a throwback. Wow. Anyway, we have more YA. Next we have A Mastery of Monsters by Lizelle Sambury. All right, so it says Ninth House meets Legendborn in the thrilling first book in a dark academia fantasy series, not another series, about a teen who's willing to do anything to find her brother, even infiltrate a secret society full of monsters. When August's brother disappears before his sophomore semester, everyone thinks the stress of college got to him, but August knows her brother would never have left her voluntarily, especially not after their mother so recently went missing. The only clue he left behind was a note telling her to stay safe and protect their remaining family. And after August is attacked by a 10-foot-tall creature with fur and claws, she realizes that her brother might be in more danger than she could have imagined. Unfortunately for her, the only person with a connection to the mysterious creature is the bookish Virgil Hawthorne, and he knows about them because he is one. If he doesn't find a partner to help control his true nature, he'll lose his humanity and become a mindless beast. Exactly what the secret society he's grown up in would love to put down. Oh wow, that's dark. Virgil makes a proposition. August will join his society and partner with him, and in return, he'll help her find her brother. And so August is plunged into a deadly competition to win one of the few coveted candidate spots, all while trying to accept a frightening reality that monsters are real. and she has to learn to master them if she's to have any hope of saving her brother. That sounds really fun. This actually, tones of this kind of remind me of Amari and the Night Brothers by BB. I don't want to say his last name incorrectly. BB Amari. Oh, I was going to say it right. By BB Alston. That's what this kind of reminds me of. Gotta support another Canadian author. You know I gotta do it. So I'm definitely looking forward to read that for sure. The genre of this book is YA fantasy and it is set to be released on June 3rd. Next we have a thriller, and this man needs no introduction on my channel. But for you, we have King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. I am so excited for this release. I love me some Samuel Anthony Cosby. I do. I don't even know if that's his name. I keep calling him that. I probably could do some research, and it probably is that, but whatever. Now for the synopsis. When eldest son Roman Carruthers, I don't know how to pronounce that, is summoned home after his father's car accident, he finds his younger brother Dante in debt to dangerous criminals and his sister Nevaeh exhausted from holding the family and the family's business together. Nevaeh and their father, who runs the Carruthers crematorium in the rundown central Virginia town of Jefferson Run, sees death up close every day, but mortality draws even closer when it becomes clear that the crash that landed their father in a coma was no accident, and Dante's recklessness has placed them all in danger. Roman, a financial whiz with a head for numbers and a talent for making his clients rich, has some money to buy his brother out of trouble. But in his work with wannabe tough guys, he's forgotten that there are real gangsters out there. As his bargaining chips go up in smoke, Roman realizes that he has only one thing left to offer to save his brother, himself, and his own particular set of skills. Roman begins his work with the criminals while Nevaeh tries to uncover the long ago mystery of what happened to their mother, who disappeared when they were teenagers. But Roman is far less of a pushover than the gangsters realize. He is willing to do anything to save his family. Anything, because everything burns. This book is a thriller and is set to be released on June 10th. Next, we have Calabasas by R.F. Kuang. This book is fantasy and it is set to be released on August 26th. You guys know how I feel about Greek mythology. Apparently, Calabasas in ancient Greek means the story of a hero's descent to the underworld. So this book is about the synopsis for this book is very short. I don't even think there's a cover release yet. Two academic rivals from Cambridge must travel to hell to rescue the soul of their advisor. Getting there was easy. Surviving it and each other is another thing entirely. That's all it says. It's giving, was it Percy Jackson that went to Hades? This reminds me of, this kind of sounds like Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Oh, maybe not. Kind of, but sort of, because they have to go to Hades. And the House of Hades, which is the other series from Rick Rod. It doesn't matter, but that's what this reminds me of. I've never read any books by R.F. Kuang, so I really wanted to get into what is the name of their book? I really wanted to read the Poppy War collection, so I'll probably get into that sometime in 2026. I have too many books to read. And lastly, we have book 7 in the Alpha and the Omega series by Patricia Briggs. I don't know what the title is. We still don't know. But of course, the genre for this book is urban fantasy and is set to be released on November 11th. The last book in this series, Wild Signs, came out in 2021. Patricia was on a roll with releasing Alpha and Omega series and the Mercy Thompson series like one after the other, but there seemed to be a break after 2021 and she was only releasing the Mercy Thompson series. So with this extended break, it's feeling like this book is going to be 1,000 pages and it's going to give us all a run for our money, right? If you're into Miss Briggs. Anyway, And that is it for today's video. Are you as excited as I am for the 2025 releases? Let me know down below if there are any books that you are looking forward to reading in the new year, and if there's any books in this video that you're probably gonna add to your 2025 TBR. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, as always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much, and I will catch you in the next one, God willing. Bye.